Well, the wait is over. Today, Steinberg held their live event announcing the new features of Nuendo 12. And those of us who have been using Nuendo up until now, especially those of us who are doing music mixing in Atmos, have really been wondering what the next release would feature, because there's some features that we really need that weren't in or still aren't in Nuendo 11. And we were hoping that Steinberg would implement them in the next release. So I made a video a couple days ago I made 4 predictions about certain features, whether they would be in this release or not. So let me go through them, and then we'll give you the score after I go through the list. The first one was, would Steinberg include the Dolby binaural renderer? In the Nuendo version, in Nuendo 11, they don't have the binaural render, so you can't hear what the settings are doing. So I predicted that they would include that, and yes, they did, I'm happy to say. My second prediction was, would they include an Mp4 export from the renderer? That's a very nice feature to have. I predicted that they would do it, and I was wrong. At least they didn't announce it in this event today. The third area was, would they have an LUFS meter, which the Dolby renderer plugin in Production Suite has already. And that seemed like such an important thing. And so I predicted that they would have it, and indeed they will. And the last feature that I was talking about was whether or not Steinberg would include the ability to assign object IDs manually. And the reason for that was so that you could put your objects in ranges according to the binaural settings. And I predicted that they would not, and I was right about that. So my score is that I got 3 out of 4 of my predictions were right. Yay. But more importantly, much more importantly, of the 4 features I talked about, Steinberg implemented the 2 that I think are the most important. At least they're the most important for me. Because I really have some music that I've been mixing in Atmos, and I haven't released it on the distribution systems yet because I wasn't confident about what the binaural settings were going to sound like, since I had no way to hear what the Dolby binaural settings were doing. And I also wasn't confident about my LUFS ratings because I wasn't sure what they were according to Dolby. And that's a win for all of us who are mixing in Atmos using Nuendo. Thanks for joining.